Jeremy que le devolvió al malagueño, arriba la pelota, se puede llevar Luis Figo, el esférico está arriba Raúl, Sergio Sánchez, ¡gol!
Welcome, Luis, and thank you again for spending some of your time with us this afternoon. So for those of you that aren't aware of Luis Figo, I can't imagine there's many, but for those that aren't aware, he's one of the greatest footballers, in my opinion, of his generation. Definitely, I remember watching when I was younger in the 90s and 2000s, and just an absolutely incredible talent and leader on the pitch. Luis's career started in 1989 approximately and continued up to 2009. He's played for just some of the biggest clubs in the world, really. So Sporting Lisbon, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, and he's won 24 major trophies throughout his career, including 4 Serie A. Four Serie A with Inter Milan, 4 La Liga, but that's a nice split. La Liga is 2 for Barcelona and 2 for Real Madrid, so it's a nice split there. Ballon d'Or winner in the year 2000, played in 3 European Championships and 2 World Cups as well. Which, as an England fan, Luis, the World Cups and the European Championships quite painful. Portugal, you beat us a few times, and you've played under some of the greatest managers as well of all time. So I think I'll limit my questions just to a short time, as we said. So just kind of moving on to the kind of the managers section. You played under Bobby Robson, under Van Gaal, under Roberto Mancini, and Mourinho for 1 season.
Yes.
And Del Bosque. Now, these are all incredibly successful managers, different styles and very different personality types amongst all those. Would you say there are any 2 or 3 key personality traits from these individuals that made them so successful and to be able to drive the success of the various teams that you played for?
Yeah, I think all of them they are different, but all of them they are the knowledge to achieve the best performance of each one, individual and team work. So I think I had the chance to work with fantastic managers. You forgot for me one of the most important, that was Johan Cruyff. My first experience out of my country. So that was one of the reasons that I chose that time to play in Barcelona, to have the chance to work with him. And I had the chance to work 1 year, because after that he didn't coach anymore. So it was a great experience, either if it was his last year and the club sucked him in because of bad results. I think a manager is important to know how to take the best performance of each one, because in a team is like so much different kind of personality and players. So I think it's more you have to know how to manage all these kind of situations, and of course to have the knowledge of football. But sometimes it's most important to manage the persons that to know a little bit more about football. No?
Yeah. Okay. And was there any one of those that you think had the biggest impact, I guess, on your footballing career, and supplementary to that, just on your kind of your life and your mindset of how to approach?
Yeah, probably Cruyff, because it changed my position. I came from Sporting playing in midfield, and he saw me, my characteristics that I could be a player, and because of the system that we play in Barcelona, that I could be like the right winger now. Queiroz, Portuguese that I had in national teams, in Sporting, and in Real Madrid too. I think it was very important in my grassroots and to give me the experience to achieve the professional level the best way, and to don't feel so much to change between the grassroots and the first professional step. So, and after, of course, I had Del Bosque, Van Gaal. It was very important. I think part of all the coaches that I had, the experience that I had to train with them, they helped me to get more and better player. Of course, you always in your career during 20 years you had bad experience with some coach, but I think that helps you too to see what is good and what is negative too. No?
Yeah, okay, that's great. And I have a slightly more personal question, slightly biased, and it's personal because it relates to the team that I support, and that's Manchester City. And when you moved to Barcelona in '95, Malcolm Allison, who had previously managed Sporting Lisbon, he recommended you to Manchester City, and there was potentially a transfer fee mentioned of 1.2 million. And what was that? Did that nearly happen, or is that just not correct? Or did you nearly come and play for Manchester City and with Georgie Kingalati?
No, never had that opportunity. I think the only moment that I had the opportunity to play in the Premier League was after I left from Real Madrid in 2005. That I have the interest of an English team, but in that moment I decided to go to Italy. That was in my career the only moment that I had the interest and opportunity to play in England. So that is not true.
Okay, and can you share with us which was the English team? Are you allowed?
Well, I think it's not important right now, but I was really close. The only thing is that in that moment, the manager of the team was a big club, of course, was all the time confusing me a little bit about first of all, they didn't have the amount to do the transfer. After that, I saw that he signed a new player, and then I was like, oh, what is this? Are you telling me that you don't have the budget to sign me, and then you sign another player? So it was a little bit of interest and confusing me, and of course arrives the moment that you have to decide, because you have, of course, to no time more for jokes, and I decided to go to Italy, of course.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. I think I speak for every football fan in the UK. It would have been absolutely incredible to see you play in the Premier League.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. So yeah, I mean, I think what we'll do now is start inviting some people onto the stage to ask their questions to Luis. So my glamorous assistant, Jem, will start bringing people up onto the stage. There might be a bit of a delay just in terms of getting people on and off the stage, and don't worry, it's just part of the process. So,
thank you.
Who are we bringing on, Jem?
So the first person who's going to come up and ask their question is Henri Wharton. Henri, I'm just going to bring you up just now.
Luis, you have more difficult questions coming now. Mine were easy. Hi, Henri. You're on mute, by the way.
Oh yeah. There we go. Hi.
Brilliant. Please please, crack on and ask Luis your question.
Hi, Luis. What I was going to ask is, who do you think's better, Ronaldo or Messi? But I know you'll say Ronaldo because you're Portuguese. So I'll make it a little bit harder and say, who do you think is the best footballer from Portugal between Eusebio and Ronaldo?
Well, I think it's always difficult to compare players because it's different generations, is different characteristics, different clubs. I think is when you compare two fantastic things, is always one that is coming out losing, no? And in this case, my opinion is that both they made history in football. I have a huge respect for both because first Eusebio, I didn't have the chance to see playing him live, just in some videos and some moments in television, and of course I had the chance to see during all these years Ronaldo what he's doing in football. So I don't like to compare. By respect, I will say maybe because it was the first Eusebio, but because all of these years in so big level and so much higher performance and making history and beating all the records, I could say Ronaldo, of course. I think in these days is one of the biggest in this sport, and I have a big respect and admiration for him. Either in this year with 36 years old, I think is amazing what he's doing. So, like I said to you, it's very tough answer because of the respect. And when you are a football player, it's always very difficult to choose between your. It's like you choose between your mother and your father. You know, it's like one of them we're gonna lose, no?
Fair enough. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I said it would get. That was a difficult question, wasn't it, Luis?
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
My ones were easy.
I'm political correct, no problem.
That's great, phenomenal. So, if we could get the next question. Who's up next, Jem?
So next we have MaxDemian with his question. So MaxDemian, we bring to the stage.
Wonderful.
Hi, did you hear me?
Hi, Max. We can hear you. Welcome.
Yes. Hi, Luis.
Hey, Max.
My question is, you are very invested in charitable works, especially with your foundation and Dream Football, which both help the children. Why this is so important for you to give back to the children?
Well, I founded my foundation almost 18 years ago when I was still playing in Spain, Madrid. So I think it was a fantastic project to try to do social work and create opportunities for the youngers through the sport. And during this time, I think we made fantastic social work, basically most in Portugal, in different kind of areas like healthy, social integration, sports, and education. So I'm very proud, and it's not easy because in these days it's not easy to find the funds to create so many different helps in different projects. But I think it's always better to help 50 than don't help no one. So that is the key and the mission of the foundation. About Dream Football was a little bit more to give a tool of for the young players that want to achieve like the views of football clubs. They don't have like agent, and it's like a platform to give you the chance to put your skills on, and with the partnership that we have with the clubs, to show the talent, and of course, if the clubs are interested in that talent, they have the chance to invite you to come and to show themselves what you can do in football.
Thank you so much, Luis.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. And then, Jem, do you want to bring the next person up?
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Max. So the next person coming up is NFTCLAN. NFTCLAN, I'll bring you up now.
It was just while we're waiting for this, there's a bit of lag. Is there anything that you think that FIFA or UEFA or the clubs can be doing more to support grassroots?
Well, you always think that you can do more, of course, to support the grassroots. I think it's very important that you create the base and the facilities and the competitions to the grassroots. I think right now in Europe, at least, we have a model and a pyramid that where the clubs have the conditions to create the conditions for the young players to develop, and because I think no one like Europe, no one confederation has the competitions, the facilities, the coaches, and that I think is the most important to achieve and to progress in terms of when you are young and you're playing in the different levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that answer. And NFTCLAN, are you there now? Can you hear us? And
yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Luis. It's nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
So obviously you've reached the very top of your career. You've moved countries, you've moved clubs over the years. What do you think are the key attributes for a footballer or anyone even to make it to the top of the very career like you have done? I'm just curious about that. What do you think are the key attributes for anyone to make it to the very top like you've done in your career?
Well, I think it's a mix of situations. Of course, without talent, you cannot achieve your goals. Without work, you cannot improve. Dedicated to your work, I think you cannot be better. To devote what you want it to be and follow your dreams, I think is much more difficult to achieve the glory, no? So I was always in my career trying to be better every day, trying to be very competitive, and I think it's very easy, or it's more easy to achieve the professional level, but the most difficult is to maintain during 10 or 15 years in the same level. So for that, first you have the talent. Of course, you have to be talented for play football, and then you have to work hard and believe yourself that you're gonna have bad days and you're gonna have amazing days, but you have to always work to be better every day. I think that is
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, NFTCLAN. So next question we have is coming from Ripken. So Ripken, please, I shall promote you to the stage now.
Welcome to the stage, Ripken. You can feel free. Here we go. Yeah.
Hey, you there?
Yeah, we can see you loud and clear. We can see you clearly.
Okay.
Hear you.
Great. You can hear me okay?
Wonderful, yeah.
Great, Luis. Just wanted to talk about congratulations on a fantastic career, and wanted to ask you what, since leaving the playing field, what has been your greatest accomplishment since leaving the playing field, since you retired?
Well, I'm trying to be happy every day. It's not easy. Well, you know that I think the transition is not easy for a football player because you stop playing football in an early age, like maybe 36, 37, 38. And for the life, you start a new life, and I consider it pretty young age for that. So until that, the thing is that you have the clubs that managing your time, and after that you have to manage your own time. So sometimes it's not easy, no, because you are used to have a calendar, a schedule, you go train, blah blah blah, you have a routine, and after that, if you don't have nothing really to do, is like could be a problem, no. So I think is the most important to be prepared for that, and to try to occupy your time the best way as possible, because if not, you get nuts, and I think you start to have problems home with the family, blah blah blah. So you have to be sure that is the step that you're gonna make, that you are prepared for after football, and after that occupy the time with the things that you think is more value for your life, for your family, and for your work. I think is that the most important.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ripken. So up next, we have ADIC 33. So ADIC 33, I'll be bringing you to the stage. Thank you.
Did you, Luis, personally start planning many years before retirement what you would do, or is it something that you thought about very late?
No, I think I had my apart from football, in that time I had some private business, so I knew that I didn't want to just depend on football to after career. So I tried to occupy myself with other things and have another options to do.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So welcome to the stage, ADIC 33.
Hey, Alexi. Hey, Luis Figo. How are you doing?
Hi. Hello.
This is my first time I'm speaking to a footballer ever. So I'm really excited that it's you.
It's always first time for something.
Definitely. So my question is, how was the atmosphere for you when you moved from Barcelona to Madrid? And what are your like favorite Spanish foods?
Spanish?
Yeah, food.
Okay. Well, I think the first year was of course a big pressure, because in that time, you know, that rivalry between Barcelona and Madrid is more than just sportive way. So of course, and I was in that time the most expensive player in the world, and I have of course a lot of pressure on that. Every day was in the news, in the press. So, and I was of course trying to deal with that the most normal as possible, focusing in my work, in my football. And sometimes I think the pressure makes you alert and makes you be awake, and it's some persons that deal better with the pressure than the other ones. I think for me, in my career, I think I had dealing with that pressure pretty well, and the first year we could win the league, so was important, and that's it. I just was focusing in my work, in my football, and try to do my best every day. And my favorite Spanish food, you have so much fantastic food, so many fantastic food in Spain, like I don't know, tapas is mix of everything. I think jamon, like you say, like I know that probably you don't eat pork, but because of where, I don't know where you're from, but
I'm from India actually,
yeah.
and I'm like pure vegetarian, so
Yeah,
don't eat anything.
But you're losing some fantastic food if you didn't try it. Yeah, but you have a good paella, you have shellfish, you have fish, you have fantastic food in so it's a little bit similar to Portugal, but I think the most important is to have good products, no? And you can find it here.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Luis.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate such an honor.
Thank you.
Whereabouts, just out of curiosity, whereabouts in India are you?
I'm in Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, one very busy place, Mumbai.
Extremely busy.
Yeah. Fantastic. It's great to have you here. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, ADIT33. It's great. Up next, we have Jokazc44. I hope I pronounced that right. Jokazc44. We bring you to the stage.
Hi, Luis. Could you hear me?
Hi. Oh, yes.
Okay. So first of all, thank you for this fantastic opportunity. And I have a really short question, but it's my curiosity. I would like to know if you will play today, if there is a trainer or manager that you would like to play for, and why.
Yeah, of course, I would like to play today. I think a football player always like to be. I would like to be a turn, but I'm realistic, and I know that is impossible. Maybe, yeah, I would like to play in England because I didn't have the chance to play in that championship, and I know that is right now is a good championship, strong with top players, top teams, and yeah, why not to try to play for Guardiola, being my coach, because I play with him, being my teammate. So I would like to come back and maybe deal again with the philosophy that I had the chance to know well in Barcelona. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And where are you based?
I am in Poland right now.
You're in Poland. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
but I'm Italian. I'm Italian.
Okay. Okay. It's quite a shift in temperature from Italy to
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's great to have you on board, and thank you for your question. And
Thanks.
let's see who we've got up next. With,
Thank you so much for your question. So up next, we have CTizzle. CTizzle, I'll be bringing you to the stage.
Excellent, brilliant. Am I able to speak with Louis now?
Hi.
Of course, yeah. Crack on.
Well, yeah, obrigado. Yeah, thank you for this, Luis. Big hero. Watched you play for Barcelona and Milan. Very fortunate to see you play.
Thank you.
Not many players have played for both Madrid and Barcelona. I think we had Laudrup, Luis Enrique, and yourself. Which do you have the best memories from?
Well, I think I have great memories from my 10 years playing for both clubs. I think, like I said before, Barcelona was my first experience out of Portugal, and I was really young. I learned a lot. I win a lot. I make a family there, so I have a daughter born there. And then, of course, destiny makes me change to Madrid, biggest club in the world, and I had the chance to play so many amazing moments with the top players, winning more trophies, winning more prestige. Well, I just take the best things in that 10 years, and it's for history, for remember. And the good thing in history is no one can clean it. So I'm very proud of that moments in the different clubs, because I think without one and without another one was impossible to achieve my my success, and I'm very pleased with that.
Sure. No, excellent. Thank you very much for that.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your question. And where are you based? Do I hear a Mancunian twang in your accent?
Yes, I am. I'm a United fan from Manchester,
Oh,
so I've just spoken with Luis Figo, and I get to see a Champions League game tonight. So yeah, we won't speak about your City connections.
Oh man, well, yeah, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much, guys. All the best.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you so much, CTizzle. Great question. So up next we have Jokazc.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
That's right. So, good to say, this is really nice opportunity. I still remember myself in 2004 watching the Euro Championship, and Luis Figo was my favorite player. Sadly, that year you didn't win, but still, it's a surreal chance to speak to you. So, my question was, if you have a chance, what one difference you and change you make in the, let's say, the rules of the game? Of course, there could be a serious answer, let's say 4 subs, golden goal is back again, or maybe something fun, so make a net wider, so more goals gonna be scored or something like this. So.
But to change it now, or was change it by
now, right now?
Right now?
Yes.
Well, you know that it's been so much changes in the last years. I representing UEFA in IFAB, that is as the final organism that decides and change the rules of the laws of the game. So we have several meetings about the new rules. We propose changes, and then of course the executive committee decided. I think in the last years was making important changes with the evolution of the news technology too, but right now the recent law about the goal away, I think was obsolete, the law that was before, and I think the new changes made in this case in the UEFA Confederation was important, because not only for the home teams, but because normally when you play home, sometimes you're more worried not suffering a goal than to play your game, no? And I think was not fair right now if you go extra time in the second leg and you suffer a goal and you don't have any kind of chance to recuperate. So about new rules, I don't know. Right now it's difficult to answer you, because you cannot change too much to the game. Maybe trying to be more efficient in terms of the time that normally we play during all the game, trying to see what way we can improve that, because you spend so much time losing time sometimes with small things that but you have to think about which way to don't stop too much the game and see it more fluent, no? Well, that's it. Thank you.
I think I got the longest answer, right?
Sorry to be long.
It's fine. It was really interesting to hear your thoughts about this.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your question. Who's up next, Jem?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your question. Up next, we have Theroeler. Hashtag 551. So Theroeler, I think I shall get him up.
Okay, while that's happening, as we might have a bit of a lag, Luis, Arsene Wenger has recently suggested to change the World Cup format to have it every 2 years. And maybe I can already see your opinion on that. But what are your thoughts about that idea?
Well,
and that proposal?
this is a FIFA opinion, you know. Of course, in Europe we have different kind of opinion about that. I think it's crazy to make a World Cup in 2 years. The calendaries are very tight right now, and I think it's a crazy decision. Of course, in our confederation UEFA we are against that, and well, but you know, everyone can have his own opinion, but my opinion is against that. No.
Yeah, I think it's generally, I think your opinion is shared with, well, most kind of managers in Europe as well. I've seen Klopp speak against the idea as well, and yeah, it seems quite a big burden on the players as well. So yeah, okay, well, thank you for that. And we have our next community member on stage. You're on stage with Luis.
Guys, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, Luis.
Hello.
My name is Rule. I'm calling in from Dubai. Probably you can hear from my accent, I'm Dutch.
Okay.
And in the beginning of the call, you mentioned Johan Cruyff and Louis van Gaal.
Yeah.
So my question is, who is the best Dutch player you had as an opponent?
Well, I have to think, because I play with a lot of Dutch football players in Barcelona, of course, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
But against
or as a teammate, that's also fine.
The best teammates are more easy because I played with the Boers in that time, Kluivert. I play against the best one was against the Van Basten and Gullit. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
No doubt. I was thinking that my debut in my second game in the national team was in Rotterdam against Holland. We lost for the qualification for the World Cup, 1-0. And I remember that game that was like Van Basten, Rijkaard, the great Dutch national team, and I was in the pitch. I saw the legs of Gullit like this. I said, "Wow, what is this?" I was like, it was amazing experience. No, the only problem that we lost, but in that generation you could choose each one, and then you decide this is the best. No. And I think Kluivert, I think Cocu, I think he had fantastic relationship and good time with all the Dutch players in Barcelona. So it was a pleasure to play with them.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Question. Cheers.
Thank you so much. And so next we have LifeOfYeti coming up on stage. So LifeOfYeti will be up next.
Guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the stage.
So my question is for you, Luis. How would you describe the feeling of winning a Champions League final? And would you say this is the most memorable moment of your career? And if not, what was?
Yeah, you know that when you start to play football, you grow watching. In my time was like Copa de Europa, the name, and then turn to Champions League, and you always dream to play, first of all, to play that competition, and then to have the chance to play a final, and then to win it. So I think it was a dream coming true. I think it's the best club competition in the world, so it's the one who gives you more prestige. It's the one who allows you to win another's competition, like the European Super Cup, the World Club competition. So I think it's the best. and you can see during every year the difficulty to win and to repeat winning this competition, because it's the best players, it's the best clubs, and it's a privilege and a dream, of course, to win it.
Yeah, I've played soccer most of my life. It's always been a dream. Thank you.
Pleasure, my friend.
Where are you based, LifeOfYeti?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, nice.
So that's a very good morning to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining LifeOfYeti. So up next we have MaxDemian for another question. So Max, thank you for coming back. Great question.
While Max is coming on, do you think, Luis, is it harder, more difficult to win the Champions League over a smaller number of games, or it's more difficult to win a league like Serie A over a full season?
Well, I think it's different because in Champions League it's Europe, and you have different kind of styles of football. When you are playing a championship, you have more time. If you have like a bad day, bad result, you can recuperate it during the season. But in Champions League semifinals, quarterfinal, you have one bad day and you out. No, so, and you play, like I said, like different cultures, different styles of football, and sometimes it's not easy to adapt to that philosophy to play against different kind of different football. I think, and then is the history of the competitions too. Sometimes when you play like in big clubs that are used to achieve the semifinals or the final, is like have something, no? And sometimes some moment of the games that you had that luck. That means that is the history sometimes that helps you to achieve another round. So, well, I think it's totally different, no? When you win a league or you win a competition.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very interesting. Thank you, and welcome back, Max.
Hi again, Luis. Football since the start of your career has changed a lot. Transferred at record prices, club in debt, and powerful club wants to create a super league for even more income. How do you see this evolution?
Sometimes the evolution is positive or negative. When you do like some mistakes in terms of spending more and then you have like something happen that you're not planned, like COVID, and you are in financial difficulties, you always achieve a moment that you are desperate for the balance, financial balance, and you okay, let's make a new competition, the Super League. Wow, maybe that brings theoretically more income. What I doubt about that, and you put in risk not only the future of the other clubs, but the future of the domestic leagues, no? The future of what the fans think that is important in football, that is the solidarity, that is your team had the chance to play Europe because of the merit of sportive merits and not because you get invited for a competition like Super League. Well, I think you have to adapt and to manage always well a club, because in these days it's not the fault of the organizations that of the responsibility if you spend so much money in contracts, in transfers, and in salaries. So you have to be responsible of that, of course.
Thank you so much, Luis.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Max. Up next, we have Marta 202. Marta, please, to come up.
While that's happening, Luis, you mentioned before when we were talking about Europe and playing different cultures and different styles. was there any particular teams from any particular country that you found it more difficult to play against in Europe? Like, I don't know, when you were in Spain, the English or the Italians or the German teams, was there anyone in general that was more difficult?
Yeah, of course, it was always difficult to play in stadiums that the crowd push and support so much the local team. I think the mentality of coach that are coaching you too, in terms of if you go to a place like that and you have the courage to play the game by you against you and not be afraid and defense. I think in Champions League and in Europe, you have to play to win. You have to play to score. So if you are with a mentality, defensive mentality, I think it's more difficult to have success. And of course, to play in German against Bayern München or against Manchester United, one example, is always difficult stadiums because they are very good teams, and the crowd are always pushing in favor of their own team, of course.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the stage, Malta.
Hi, Lewis. First of all, thank you for obviously doing this. My question is, if you could play on a five-a-side team with any players past or present, what players would you pick?
Five is a short team for me with 20 years, but okay, I will try. Of course, I will pick the big names, no, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna have success in my team. I prefer to pick like three good defenders and one good striker. You understand? So, but yeah. Maybe Casillas in the goal, and then Roberto Carlos, maybe Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. 3. Me, I have to include it. 4.
Yeah, of course.
And okay, I put Zidane, so 5. But it's difficult because I can make like 5 more teams with 5 players. So it's always tough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, what a five-a-side team that would be absolutely amazing.
At least some goals we could score. I don't know if you win.
Yeah.
Be 10-10.
Yeah.
Cool. And where, are you based in the UK?
Yeah, in Worcester.
All right, wonderful. See, Chelsea fan as well.
Thank you.
You're going to have. I think you'll win the league this season, especially with Romelu Lukaku on board. He's an absolute machine. What an amazing player he is. So, yeah. Thank you for your question.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. Sadly, I think you're right, Alexia. I think they will win the league. So up next, we have SacDaddy coming up. SacDaddy, we'll invite you to the stage, please.
Just a little pre-warning now. I mean, we are starting to approach the end of our time with Luis, so we'll try and squeeze a few more questions in, but we want to be respectful of his time. So we've probably got about 4 minutes left at the moment, but
okay.
Try and squeeze a few more in.
Hi, it's SacDaddy.
Hi, welcome.
My name's Isaac, and I'm based in Minnesota, USA. So I'm coming at this from the perspective of growing up playing since I was 5, but as you know, the US has struggled for quite some time to have the talent to compete. If you had an opportunity to influence how the US can be more competitive long-term for like the World Cup runs, etc., do you have some thoughts on how you would approach that?
Well, I think the US have a great potential in football. I had some football project in terms of organization tournaments for amateur football in US, and I was really surprised about so many people playing football, but in the same time I was a little bit confused in terms of the competitions, you know, because in Europe for me is of course it's more familiar and it's more easy to understand, but in the States you have the academies, like the high level academies who in the grassroots are the most important before the professional levels. And probably, I don't know, because the franchising in MLS, I don't know if helps in terms of don't have like relegations and coming up from other divisions, because you know that you spend that kind of budget and you always will play the MLS, no, the first professional competition. So I don't know if changing that makes a little bit more enthusiastic and after. I always think that the most important in terms of grassroots is to have good facilities, probably for sure you have, and good coaches. And good competitions, because if you have good coaches and good competitions, you always can improve. It's not the same that if you don't have a good competition when you are a grassroots player, because that gives you experience to achieve the professional level the best way you can afford. So I think there are three essential things, that is like facilities, good coaches, and good competitions to improve every day in terms of grassroots. And when you arrive in a league like MLS, of course you have the experience and the talent to make the difference.
Excellent. Appreciate the time. Great answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. And then we're at 1 minute at the moment. I mean, Luis, do you mind if we take one more question?
Sure. No problem.
So let's take one last question. From the community. So who's the last question, Jim?
Will be coming from Rein. So Rein will be getting promoted to the stage just now. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. I thank you for your time. So my question is, if you have time to write a book or autobiography about yourself, what do you think will be the most important chapter or the most important message from you? So whatever you think is the best answer, yeah, most important chapter or most important message. Thank you. I'm Rein from Indonesia, Jakarta.
Well, if his professional chapter maybe is like what was missing is like a victory with my national team in a World Cup or in European Cup, maybe. In terms of success, I think I could achieve everything I was dreaming, or more than I was dreaming when I started to play football. In terms of private life, of course, was the moment that I met my wife, who gave me the stability and the family, beautiful family that I have, and the negative chapter was the loss of my mom. So I think in professional and in the private life, I think this was the key moments in my life until now.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Mr. Luis Figo.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think that's we've reached the end of our time now with Luis, and I just wanted to say thank you again to Luis for your time with the Lion Club NFT community, and thank you for your answers, your openness, your honesty. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for everything. A pleasure.
And then thank you all of you for watching. And this is being recorded, so we will be doing something nice with the footage for you. And of course, offline later, Luis will pick one of the best questions or three of the best questions, and we'll get them signed and delivered straight to you. And just keep an eye on our Discord for all the updates. There's so much coming, and it's been wonderful. And thank you very much. And have a good evening, have a good morning, wherever you are in the world. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Alexi, for the time, and SportsIcon for the friendship, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.